Man, what it do, world? It's your boy, the Toothless Wonder, coming back with another video on the Bamboozled Again News Network. Whoa, now. I just caught I guess he did it last night, but I just caught a video on New Breed's ENT channel, uh, describing, what his epiphany from the Most High was in reference to uh, what be going on with these industry men, and then correlated it to what goes on in everyday life, man. And I had a passing thought last night before I actually watched the video. I just be thinking, because I live in a very rural area, so I'm able to think a lot of nature, a lot of trees. I safeguard my peace, to the highest degree, right? So I'm able to come up with these epiphanies myself. And I routinely self-analyze and reflect, right? And I've been known this, right? But New Breed ain't never lied. And it leads Chris to what I said, that even if Genghis Khan, everything he said was true about the man, which is not, the man content is still applicable to the average man, in today's society, time, and culture. He was essentially saying how these women, be, sent by the adversary to destroy. And that's what I've been saying, bro. Especially when you are, like, let's say you actually in your heart of hearts trying to do right. You might not be the most spiritual or the most religious, right? But in your heart, you just trying to do right. Even if you don't know exactly how to do it, or, you know what I mean? There is a great target on your back. And that's on everything. And I've seen nothing but example after example after example after example. I got so many examples, I'm hard pressed to try to remember them all. Of brothers who, good brothers, strong, perfect, no. You know what I'm saying? Decent brothers. Brothers who trying to provide, who protect, so on and so forth. And have been decimated by the modern woman, who is inhabited essentially by demons. I know two brothers personally who have been instrumental along my journey to help get me back on the right path. And then now that I'm in this position, of course, one good turn deserves another. So when I hear X, Y, Z, of course I'm gonna pull up, reach out, whatever. Hey, you know what I mean? You done did it for me. Ain't nothing but love, right? Looked into these men eyeballs, and they were there. It was them, but they weren't there. Because they were dealing with a woman who essentially had harvested their soul to the point they didn't know where they were coming or going. And in these two instances and situations, they're chasing women who are using hard drugs, and they're telling me they can't figure out why she don't understand. I'm telling cuz, you gotta let that go. She ain't trying to understand. But it's almost like these women are casting spells on men. It's almost like, yeah, they can deal with the proverbial Pookie and Ray Ray, but it's like almost they get a level up, or like some type of ego boost to say, I'm such a hellified woman in the left-hand sense, that here's this man actually out here trying to do right, and I got him off the path. That must mean I am the wicked witch of the West. Yo, I just told y'all about my man I knew from the spot I worked at, and was fumbling around on Facebook and seeing that he seen his fiance on the hub. I immediately sent one up top for him. I said, oh, he's in the danger zone. This your fiance, and you see her doing whatever on a porn site? Oh no. Man, maybe a week after that, I seen him, in the hood as I was delivering an order. I don't even know what they selling out here, but it's turning folk into ghastly ghouls. My man, in a week's time, because of the hurt and whatever substance he's using, my man ain't even have no shoelaces in his shoes, Mo. I said, God damn. I said, cuz, you got to check back in, baby. Ain't no other way. You got to deal with this hurt and pain. Hurt and pain is actually the catalyst for change. That's why there is no temptation for me to deal with the modern woman, because I'm spiritually repulsed. You know what I mean? My man DC Motor I told y'all about, that I brought him down here when he was in a situation where he, whatever. He still can't get over how his wife did him. And I think, from what he told me, she ended up marrying her distant cousin, who's, whatever according to him. And he get more respect than my man who's actually trying. But he hasn't recovered from that situation. And that was during there 20 years ago. And he still hasn't regenerated that piece of himself that he lost. I said, yo. Now, mind you, I done been through it too. By the grace of the Most High, I was able to shake back on numerous occasions. Because I think what's happening, and that's why when I was working, I tried to share the real game with the brother. Yeah, recover, yeah, get sober, yeah. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Now you're going to have to become knowledgeable of the game that you're playing and the world that you in. Like I said, I had to go after the old job because I'm under the belief they were fostering this environment for recidivism of allowing these various women. And that's what was crazy, because I used to hear, content about witchcraft, the occult, and whoop, right? Especially from Newbury. So I'm like, oh, okay. But I had never personally been privy to it to that degree. Not till I worked in a rehab center. I was blown away by the amount, of the white women that were staff members. 90% of them were active practitioners of witchcraft, tarot card flipping, and all that. Had books in their office. The tripping part, though, was if you have casual conversation not knowing this, they're the most pleasant people to be around. I said, oh my damn. Then of the sisterhood, who may not necessarily, and some of them did, practice witchcraft, 90% of them are all harvesting. They all got these demos on them about sleeping with numerous clients. To the point, I ran into another co-worker of mine like 2 days ago, right? So we chopping it up about the old job again, right? So my mans and them, he from the DC area, and I started having meetings with these brothers right before they got out on my own volition to tell them. And he told me I was crazy. I said, all right, you'll see it. So I sit him down. We talk about, he's like, oh, I know I gotta get a sponsor car. Woo. I said, cuz, that ain't what I'm talking about. He said, man, what you talking about? I said, cuz, are you ready when you get out of here for a numerous amount of my staff members or my co-workers to try to splack you? He jumped up in the chair. He said, oh, man, come on, Cal, man, you going? I said, all right. Maybe a couple months after he got out, he reached out to me. He said, man, you ain't never lied. He said I had like 4 or 5 of them cash apping me, whoop. So I said, oh, I mean, do what you do, but just be careful, because you're not the only one and you're not the first one. So I run into the co-worker. She tell me, now he the one told me about the girl with the BBL, so her body looked funny. You know what I'm saying? She got demos about getting these guys from these various recovery homes or whatever, and bringing a bottle with her, right? So he was like, man, nah, I ain't fooling none of these Jones down here. I found me from something from my way down here, and we woo. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I see pictures on Facebook or whatever, by the water, and I guess he got her pregnant. So my coworker tells me that he lost the baby. I said, Now I'm assuming, allegedly, this is somewhat recent. So in response to him losing his child, guess what my former coworkers do? They invite him to there's a raised boom room, meatloaf and grits type spot in the hood. Now they know he's a recovering addict. Why would you invite the man who trying to get his life together, who just lost his baby? Why would you invite him to raise boom room, shrimp and grits, where they sell alcohol, catch trapping? It's a dangerous area. There's always a shooting area at least once a week, and it's a small town. Why would you invite him there on the dolo? If, okay, you want to get with the man, wouldn't you want to go somewhere else? Why would you purposely bring him into harm's way? And then maybe he might bring his mans in them, but, man, to that area? Why? Why are you even there? Y'all could have went, I don't know, on a ferry ride. Or that stuck in my mind. And I said, I got to sue these people, Because I said, these women have got to be soulless. You can't care nothing about this man. If you're bringing him into a place that is a potentially dangerous environment after he done gone through this situation of losing his child, you trying to harvest that man's soul. And I've seen it, and I'm going from the job where it's supposed to be a place of healing and woo. Them females was harvesting them men's souls. And I had people in the clinical department above me tell me as such that's why they had to leave. Numerous staff, you weren't privy to all their information. Man, it's crazy. Like, they creating these chance encounters, buying them some Jordan. And this is they get down. Like, this isn't an isolated incident here. I said, yo, and I tell the homies in the struggle, especially if you're dealing with a modern black woman, she's more than likely, she may play whatever, but she's more than likely has a Babylonian mindset, and she gonna flip mode squad on you. All of them come back, say the same thing at the period of time. Granted, you gotta go through the experience to get the knowledge, right? But that's why I don't do it. And I just see it happen repeatedly, time and time and time again, where these brothers get into these situations and it all falls apart somehow based on a woman. I had one partner of mine, his I guess the girl he was dealing with slept with one of the homies, and he on whatever type of time. And she did that because, one, she knew the homie in question ain't sticking to no code, and she did it just to spite him. Now that the homie that committed the infraction, they say he stuck up Baltimore on smack. Harvesting these men's souls. And then even in my personal situation where I was dealing with the practitioner of witchcraft, right? Not that I was, because I was so smitten, but in the course of time and, casual conversation, and she knew about Hebrew stuff, she seemed as though she was willing to, renounce those practices. In which one time we were together at the beach, and her articles and trinkets or whatever, now she could have kept some of them out, you know what I mean? But she did go through throwing them in the ocean. And I told her, I said, yo, now, now according to her, she said she felt the presence of God. Now, you might go through this initial pink cloud, but trust and believe, this is going to be like leaving a gang. You just don't get to get away scot-free here. They're going to come after you. You probably won't be able to sleep, or you might have some thoughts you ain't been had, or you're going to go through the demonic attack attempting to break free. Shortly thereafter, she relapsed out of nowhere. Of course, because I dealt with her personally. Now I'm keeping my guard up, but I've dealt with her personally, so I feel a certain obligation to try to get the girl some help. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to just chuck you to the side because you mess up. But okay, we make it, you mess up. Okay, what we going to do to correct this, right? So of course, you relapse, so you kind of, what you need to do, but you don't want to do it at the same time. So one night, that's before I got my license, she had picked me up, right? Now, mind you, I know she done relapsed, and she done told me some stories, so I'm very conscious of being able to control the environment when I'm with her, right? So she was like, oh, let's go to, she was going to take me to her house or whatever. Okay, I got the Yemen with me, just in case, you know what I'm saying? So I'm talking to her, whatever. So she says, no, in the midst of conversation, we're going to get a hotel room. I said, a hotel room where? Now I can start asking questions. So she told me where. So I'm like, well, if you ain't got no, how you get this hotel room? Then she says her homegirl who engages in tricking gave her a key. I said, oh, no, we're not doing that. Pull over right here. I'm not going in on, now mind you, you tell me whatever, but I don't know how true it is. I don't know what you engaged in. This ain't even on no, you vulnerable now, let's hook up. This is on no, let's build, let's see if I'm going to try, out the goodness of my heart to convince you to do what's in your best interest. But, so you want me to go to some seedy hotel where individuals who I don't know have a key and can come in at any time? No, we ain't doing that. But as time proceeded on, it was almost like, and I'm not for sure of this, but it was almost like because she couldn't get me off the path, they came after her. So maybe, my time frames are real bad. I don't know, a few months ago, she had created a new page and reached out to me. So I clicks on the page and look at it. I say, yo, who is that? Now, mind you, it looks like her. But it don't. Like, whatever essence she had at the time we connected was no longer there. It was like she was a shell of her former self. So much so, she got, and I like to believe when females get all tatted up, it's basically like documenting like their war wounds. Like, you don't really want no woman all wounded up out here, which seems to be the vast majority in one way, shape, form, or fashion. What was I going to say? Oh, she had got a tattoo across her throat and a black heart over her eye. And I said, nah, yo. So I sent her a meme of like, and I probably shouldn't have did that. But then after a while, it seemed like she was playing. So I just went on ahead and just let it be. You know what I mean? Stop answering. I kind of blocked her or whatever. So I sent that meme of Martin when he kind of looking like, you know what I mean? And then I blocked her. No, we not doing that. We's not doing that. And like I told y'all in casual conversation, She said as a client, she was the one who introduced the tarot card reading and so on and so forth to the staff members, which I was completely perplexed by that whole demonstration. I'm thinking to myself, you a recovering addict who essentially can't manage life, no matter how you slice it. It was the same way when I had to go into treatment. So how am I, as a recovering addict who come to an institution for help, then able to influence said institution spiritually with practices that haven't availed me much because I'm in here seeking y'all help? So the spiritual practice I'm using ain't helping me, but from what I'm understanding spiritually, she the one turned them all out. Ass. I said, yo, and then, like I said, I got an inquisitive mind. And I really, truly believe I was at no danger of getting lost in the sauce or getting so, because my journey ain't going to allow me to do none of that. Because I've seen nothing but example after example of these modern women who I now believe to be inhabited or been defiled by the water or the fornication of the wine of Babylon. Like, I was just so blown away. I got, and not just, like when I was in Baltimore, I never forget I was going for a CNC machinist position through one of those like city ran organizations that try to get you job placement, job training, right? But I had to pick my math score up. So my instructor, I think at the time, she was 39 on her second marriage. She had a BBL. 39 on her second marriage with a BBL. She was my instructor. She was messing with a cat in my class. According to her, her current husband was a hazmat truck driver. My classmate was homeless. If you're gonna, that's why I don't even fool with anything regarding society like that because it's not fulfilling, right? Now, if you're gonna do it and mess with these modern broads, the only way you can really fool with them, let's take a page out the Pookie and the Ray Ray, is smash on them, get what you can get up out of them, and go on about your business. Which I don't subscribe to that school of thought. But that's probably the best case scenario for any positive outcome on your part. Because if you deal with these women slightly more than casually, she gonna play with you. It's so crazy how it's like the modern woman, she rewards incubus type males. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like we talk about Pookie and Ray Ray and all them, right? But they don't go through half the stuff the so-called decent black man go through. That's why whole niches of YouTube were created. The Manosphere, Red Pill, MGTOW, Passport Bros. But no Chad, Tyrone, Pookie, or Ray Ray, they don't be in them spaces. They having their way. It's like they reward them for their bad behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like man, Sam Sasha here can smash all her homegirls, and she'll talk about him respectfully. But then she'll leave a man for saying he worked too much to provide. Everything flip-floppity around here. But that video, he hit the nail on the head. And like I said, I'm currently in a small town, and I see it all over the place. So much so, I was blown away when the youngins was graduating high school. They managed through social media, they managed to organize a Freaknik, and I didn't know what was going on at the time. I rode through one street, slide past, right? Shawty had one of them corn star schoolgirl outfits on, right? So I'll be honest. So as I go past, I hit the side mirror, right? She bent over the car, cheeks out. I said, shake it off, right? Then I takes my mans and them up to the store. Car full of joints hop out, and it looked like they had on denim underwears. Everything was out. I hit the nugget. I said, "Cuz, man, what's going on? Yo, that's like the second group I've seen out here butt naked." Later on that evening, did a delivery in the projects. It was literally like an ant farm of man, I tell you what, R. Kelly would have had a field day. And I said, yo, ain't nobody appalled by this? Where the city? It was so Sodom and Gomorrah-esque. You know what I mean? They had to call police officers from Delaware to come assist them. That's how rambunctious them youngers was on the butt naked tip. You can't tell me it wasn't no trizzies going on.
It wasn't no super duper tag team. Them WWE 17-on-1 matches. Everybody out there all pilled up or whatever drug in that environment with that spirit. Ooh wee. Boy, I turned into Jeremiah and I wept for the youngins. You know what I mean? Seriously, yo. That's why it's hard. Like, I don't, unless it just happens organically as I'm in, Walmart or in the gym or woo woo woo. There is nothing appealing about the modern woman that I take seriously. Like I said in the last video, I'm not in danger of splacking any of these women because the conversational engagement isn't going to be harmonious to the point where we can get to that point. Because I start talking to you, I'm going to start getting blown away because for whatever reason, people just feel comfortable telling me stuff. Not that I'm judgmental, but in the back of my mind, it also helps me chart how far I've come and why the Most High did certain stuff. Case in point, when I first went to Baltimore, right, it seemed like I was invisible. Now, mine only had the information I got now, but of course, I'm open to certain things, right? But I'm like, yo, why I seem like I'm invisible to these brides? And I think he made me, because I'm the same woman I talked about, my instructor had the BBL. I was sitting directly in front of her one day, and she said, oh, I ain't even see you. I'm looking around. I'm the only person up front here. How you ain't see me? You know what I mean? But I think he actually hid me to some degree while he was internally building me up. Then he took away the cloak of invisibility because now he had constructed a spiritual electric collar. Like with certain stuff, my spotty sense alarm just go off. Like, nah. Yeah, shawty fat. Yeah, she chug. Yeah, I perceive she nasty. And she'll get at the kid like I like. You understand? But what about the Dr. Dre record label? What about the aftermath? That's what I don't want no parts of. It took me years to dig out certain situations with females that I know or have dealt with in the past. You know what I mean? They are hell bent on the destruction of the good man. Like you hop on YouTube and they'll basically allude to such that they hate the good man. Unless they can use him for stability, finance, resource, and all that. But she don't, you know what I mean? Like she actually despises you. And I think that's kind of prefaced in the word. The Jezebel despised the prophet of God. That spirit is reigning so true now. So if you a decent brother, I would advise you to at least be mindful to have some type of player pimp attributes at your disposal. Not for manipulation, not for, anything along those lines, but for the knowledge of the game. You understand me? When she start disrespecting you, you say something, and then she continue to do it, man, you might well go on about your business. Because here's what I know to be true in a woman's mind. If you put up with bad treatment and stay, that means you don't value you, and she going to continue to do it. And it's going to get worse. Ain't no comprehension. You comprehend what you see people do and their behavior. That's what you comprehend. Like I was telling my man's now, he was like, well, she say this, she say that. She been saying it. But if she didn't say it, could you tell in her behavior and in her actions? How you, like, I had one show, she be like, I love you. I said, if you ain't said, I can't tell, because everything you do say you don't love me. You playing. You know what I mean? Now, granted, I wasn't as knowledgeable as I am now. And then here's another one. Especially if they perceive any level of empathy on your part, they gonna try you on your empathy. They think, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, he'll be mad, but he'll take me back. Or after a period of time, he'll forgive me. Yeah, I will forgive you. I ain't gonna fool with you no more. Cause you playing. And I don't like people, like my brain don't like the idea of being played with at this point. It's like my brain, like, what's that Skynet becomes self-aware in the recovery process of just not drinking, but becoming to a greater knowledge of spirituality, becoming addicted to knowledge, wisdom, and information. It's like my brain has rewired itself into new brain 2.0, and now it has like almost a mind of its own. You know what I'm saying? So my other mind might be like, man, we could probably do that and get away with it just this one time and justify it. You know what I'm saying? My new mind 2.0, man, that ain't worth that. We ain't doing it. I'm not even going to allow your motor skills and functions to even let you over there. I'm going to have to save you on this one, cuz. You know what I'm saying? I was saying, I'm going somewhere else with this now, right? But you know how they say the flesh and the spirit are at war with each other, right? I think my heart and my mind be at war with each other. Because my heart has led me to do some stuff that's not logical to my mind, and then my brain got to deal with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language, right? And then there are times where my brain might be, super duper protective of itself, but my heart be like, well, let's just extend them this grace. You know what I'm saying? So they flip flop in control of who's steering it based on the Most High. I guess that's where the balance come in at. You know what I mean? But that's all I got for y'all, man. Cover your six out, y'all. Watch out there now.